party people, all my peoples in the ethos. You are now rocking with the best of them. You're watching the Real HD Show. This is the show that you're going to find on these or any other airwaves where we cook it up. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of our people, but we heal it with freedom music. Freedom music happens 7:30 to 8 p.m. You jump in with them call letters below, G7ZA4CMAR, and you can rock out backstage with us to giving you all the great music, all the great, motivational things to keep your mouth watering, to put a battery in your back so you can go out there and take on the world. All right. So let's do this. Like, share, subscribe. Turn on your comments and turn on your notifications so that now that we are on the air, you can rock out with us and have a higher discussion. Let's do that tonight. Share this, share this, share this, like this, hate this, comment on it, and subscribe. We got to get our subscribers up on YouTube, please. Can we get our subscribers up on Twitch, please? Instagram, please. Facebook, please. Because we's got what you need right here on the Real HD Show. Total Package Energy, melanated company, Olympic tested, people approved, all natural substance supplement to keep you going when you get that 5 o'clock tiredness, the 3 o'clock tiredness, or if you have a second half of your day to get through. Check out totalpackageenergy.com. Tell them the Real HD Show sent you. Real good people there. Redeem vacations. Bring anyone to the Real HD Show, courtesy of yourself, and you too can get a vacation voucher, 4 day, 3 nights, any American destination near you, courtesy of Redeem Vacations and the Real HD Show. Yeah, I need to be taking advantage of this, man. Also, Bats Footwear, revolutionary sole technology, all the way from the NOLA, designed for comfort and speed and durability. Check them out, Bats Footwear. Also, let's celebrate grand opening of Black House, right? A couple weeks ago, 190 Monroe Avenue, second floor. Check them out. They got something for you. Be healthy, fresh food markets, the salads, the wraps, the smoothies, the groceries. They got everything you need to be as healthy as you can be. Go visit Be Healthy. Also, on the Real HD side of the game, make sure you are contributing to the Real HD Show. Sharing is caring. Cash App, $, the Real HD Show. We're still raising money for our sync license fundraiser. That's right, so we could bring you the live music we used to bring you when we were at the radio station and all things in between. We need you to go to $, the Real HD Show on Cash App. We have gotten some really great contributions over the last couple of weeks. We want to keep that going now that we are in the giving season. $, Real HD Show. That is a great way for you to spend it forward. All right, man. So also, make sure you check out In the Bonus. It's an NBA show for hoop heads like you. Show is going to come on this Sunday, again, 7 p.m. Top 10 Modern Era Series. And we're doing shooting guards. That's right. All your favorite shooting guards from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 10s, up till now. If you got a favorite shooting guard and you think they deserve to be in the top 10 modern era, tap into In the Bonus, a hoop show for hoop heads like you. All right. Also, because the game is coming up, that's right. College football's annual best rivalry, the game, Michigan versus Ohio State. Big House Breakdown college football show is back, and we will be doing an intense breakdown of the matchup that we all know Michigan is going to win. And if all of y'all got smoke for that, come through to the show and show me what you got. You know what I'm saying? So look out for Big House Breakdown this Friday, 5 p.m. This Friday, 5 p.m. reaction show. Sunday, 5 p.m. Check those things out on the Real HD Network. Like, share, subscribe, and donate. Don't forget to donate. All that good stuff. Well, as we keep it moving for what we're supposed to be doing, we are here tonight for Power to the People News. Before we do that, we're going to jump into all our good segments. And while we're doing that, and while we're waiting for everybody to tap in and get into the building, we're going to jump into our segments. Elders and Ancestors, AAT Health Report, Lit City Report, Stolen Legacy Report. That's right. We haven't done Stolen Legacy in a while. And we also got the funnies. We also got the funnies this evening. So we got everything for you. All you got to do is tap on and come through. All right, let's go, man. So, Elders and Ancestors Blueprint, Real HD Show. We're going to jump into that with a joint from Neely Fuller. It's short, but it's sweet and effective. Let's get into it. This is going to be him talking about how you think. So if you watch the Real HD Show over the last couple of days, I've been on this propaganda piece because I think a lot of us fell for a lot of the propaganda that the establishment has for us, and we didn't think our way through this election cycle. I wish we would do more of that. I wish we would put more emphasis on our franchise as taxpayers. We didn't do that. We got into the whole identity politics of it all. Trump versus Harris versus racism versus identity politics. No good, man. We got to improve our thinking. Neely Fuller is here to tell us, as an ancestor, how we could do that. Check it out, Real HD Show.
And we can't even get to the bus stop without saying that's a real chore. I mean, and people just look at us and say, what kind of example is that for anybody to follow? We don't even want to pay attention to each other because we're such poor examples. And poor examples come from just what? Poor thinking. Everything starts with a thought. Our thoughts are too small, much too small. I mean, just trying to impress each other and do nothing else in life but, well, I impressed about, 15 or 20 black people, sometime this year, my buddies, and they feel proud of me, and boy, do I feel good. When the white supremacists look at that and say, have you been to the bottom of the ocean? Do you know what's there? Well, I have.
Wow. All right. That was our Elders and Ancestors Blueprint, Dr. Neely Fuller, talking about the 9 areas of human activity and how we need better thinking. And I have to agree with him. You know what I mean? Like the way we went about this whole election cycle and how much was at stake, we really didn't take care of the fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like if anybody's an NBA or a basketball fan, they call Tim Duncan Mr. Fundamental, right? Because he was so freaking consistent and every step was purposeful. Everything that he did had a meaning to it. And he didn't have to be over flashy to get the job done. He just had to get the job done, right? So, with that being said, we have a Voters' Right Act that needs to be reauthorized every 25 years. And nobody spoke to that in this entire election cycle. We had the ear of so many people. We had the ear of Congress. We had the ear of so many, and nobody spoke to getting the reauthorization of the Voters' Right Act codified and permanently cemented in law, so we don't have to worry about some goofy putting it on his or her desk and saying and deliberating whether or not our franchise as taxpayers is protected. But of course, this is the reason why we have to be a little better, think a little better, do a little better. And like my grandpa always told me When you know better, you do better. Peace, Sister Aurora. I see you in a minute.
Yes, I
What's
tell you,
what's
I'm so,
happening?
I'm so happy to be here and to see you again. I mean,
Awesome,
I
awesome.
keep
Thanks for
telling
coming
Fred that I
through.
want to see you.
Yeah, I thought I was about to check on you. I was about to say, hey, where my
No, I
homie
think
at?
you had a family affair, and
Yeah.
then you came back. I was away with my
Oh,
family things, and
hopefully,
so
hopefully it was good stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, good stuff. My daughter is on a dance team that became, they're winning, and they've been
Where is she
champs
at?
in Georgia.
Oh, nice, nice,
Yeah, and
nice.
so there
Any school that I know of?
she's in high school.
Oh, she's in
She's
high
in,
school. Okay.
she's in high school. That's the one that I'm always having the
Is that is that the senior?
yes, that's my
Okay,
senior.
awesome. Blessings to her.
Yeah. And so they've been having traveling competitions and things like that. So
Yeah, I
this
know
is
how that
like
is.
soon.
I
That
know who
they
that.
can't come soon enough. I'm tired. I
I know it. My
gotta get
daughter
up
was
early
in
Saturday mornings.
yeah, my daughter used to do what's the name of that dance thing that they do that comes to New York every year? It's called oh man. Anyway, I'm not gonna try to memorize the name. It's a dance conference slash competition. And it comes
Mhm.
to New York, it comes to Rochester, it comes to all these different places.
Hmm.
Sometimes we got to go to the city, sometimes we got to go
Yeah.
down there. And she won that her particular piece, but it's all year round.
Oh
And then
yeah.
my sons did AAU, and then they did 7 on 7.
Mhm.
So it's like I
You
know,
know.
on
You
top of
know.
being high school athletes, all of them cheer and
Fred.
all the rest. I
Yep.
know it. Bless you,
Yep.
because I I know what that schedule do. I know
Oh
what that
Lord.
schedule. That's yeah, I know. And I got some young people like Sister Phoenix and her daughter that's in Rochester, and she is, I believe she's 9 years old, and she's the third best martial artist of her
Wow.
in her
Gotta
weight
keep it
class
going. Keep it
in the
going.
country, and she went overseas, I believe, and racked up on a bunch of martial arts awards. So shout out
Wow.
to Phoenix. Shout out to Baby
Yes.
Girl. Y'all keep rocking. Get back on the show and let us know how y'all doing. We raised a ton load of money for them. She came on the show.
That's beautiful.
We gave Baby
That's
Girl a full
absolutely
interview. We found out we had a lot of things in common because I
beautiful.
did karate when I was a little boy. She's doing martial arts. We
Mm,
just vibed out. It was a great thing.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
man. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a lot on parents.
Right, right. So we're gonna blast off and fast forward because we're gonna jump right into our AAT report. Sorry, wrong one. Healthy, wealthier, and wiser for a brand new you because we need cell power. And as we fly through these segments tonight, we got brother Macca B all the way from Brooklyn who's got something to say about healthy eating and how we could be doing it just a little bit better. Uh, Whether you're going to get down during this holiday season or whether you're just going to be looking to improve your overall eating and health. These are some things that Brother Maccabee, and I appreciate this brother, this grassroots brother, for allowing me to play his videos on the show. They're very informative. He has a very unique style. You heard it on the show before, right, sis?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's get into some Maccabee, and he wants to talk about fennel seeds and the benefits of eating fennel seeds. Let's check it out. Real HD Show.
The Maccabees Medical Monday. Full of gas, belly a bloat, burping out of your mouth, full of flatulence, bottom a shout. Fennel seeds could help you out. Fennel seeds helps with digestion, reduces gas production, even helping constipation and other digestive condition. Properties anti-inflammation, could soothe the irritation, calm the situation, help with stomach relaxation. Can be useful for a woman, help the cramps of menstruation, increase breast milk production if you are breastfeeding. A little one. It's got calcium, also iron, manganese, magnesium, potassium. Fiber can also help cholesterol. Antifungal, antiviral. It's also got selenium. Vitamin C helps the iron absorption and immunity. Vitamin K, vitamin E, a medicinal plant is plain to see. You can steep them in water and make a tea. Sprinkle them in a food recipe. You can choose some after a meal, anyhow you want, just how you feel. A Medical Monday. Yes, I am.
Yeah, so it's not Monday. It's a hump day, but Maccabee's here to give us the good word. Just a recent video that he made. Blessings to the brother. Blessings to your whole crew out there in Brooklyn getting it on. And have you ever heard of fennel seed, sis? I'm sure you have.
Oh, absolutely. Because as you
Okay.
know, as I keep
What's
sharing,
your
I came up.
experience with fennel seeds?
Well, it's aside from helping lower your blood sugars and
Mm-hmm.
cholesterols and things,
Mm-hmm.
as I've always shared with you, my dad and them used to, we were kind of brought up on these kind of things, and so even one of the people, they don't know that if you wanted to lose weight and you would take fennel seeds because it helps like a diuretic and things like that,
Fire.
and it's really great for. I had my big shakes when I first got pregnant because my mom said it will help your lactate, to lactate so you
Right.
can breastfeed
Right.
and it'll help produce a little bit more milk and stuff. So I've had all kinds of greens growing up, seeds, weeds, everything. And, so it used to be a topping for me. I like how they crush it up and they would have cassia. You remember cassia?
The cereal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Mm-hmm.
like those almond
It's an
cookies.
acquired taste. People who, if you on that sugar, you might not like that cassia very much, but once you have it enough, you get used to it.
We get used to it because you sprinkle it on your, on your oatmeal. I mean, it was kind of good
Right.
to us. Everybody else would be like, ew, but no, we ain't like that.
Right. Well, that was Maccabee with our AAT report, Healthier and Wiser, for a brand new you, because we need more cell power, because as a planet, we were robbed of it for obvious reasons. So we're going to get through. If anybody wants to comment, now is your chance. We're blasting off the 5 Facebook channels: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Mob Crush, D-Live, Trovo Nation. And we're going to be going on Blue Sky really quickly. So Blue Sky is a new social media platform. It's like a Twitter, but not so much garbage going on. And it's rising like crazy. And it's a lot of our folks up in there. So we want to make ourselves known on that platform. Check out blueskysocial.com if you want to get involved with that. They're not streaming just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the link to the show, advertise it on the channel, advertise it on the platform, and hopefully we get a good reception from that. So moving forward, we are going to get into a Lit City report. The wacky, the wild, the wonderful things that make our world go round. You know what I mean? Because we need that sometimes. We need those things to kind of keep us centered, keep us guided, keep us like not going off the deep end. A lot of people crashing out over the results of the election. We still got work to do. Even though folks have, even though there's a musical chairs happening, we got work to do still. Don't forget that part. You know what I mean? Don't crash out too much because you're needed. You know what I mean? And we want to celebrate a couple of people doing some really great things. Yesterday, I talked about Sister Eniola, and she created that virus-free filter and got a contract for $11.5 million from the public schools around the United States Teachers Association. And she was part of our Lit City report yesterday. So if you missed that one, go back and check that one out. That's real dope. I'm real proud of her. She's only in the 5th grade too. So, blessings to her. I hope she continues to be genius and do more genius things as she moves on with her life. And tonight I saw something that, really caught me. 2 things actually caught me, right? And I said, I got to show the people. I got to show the people. So family, get ready. This is called Wheelchair Love on The Real HD Show. Check this out. Give me 1 second, family, to pull it up. Okay, where are you at? Let's see what I named you. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. So Wheelchair Love on The Real HD Show. One more again. Here we go.
mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna back instead to see me walking out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now.
Wow. If you ain't feeling that, you ain't living.
I tell you.
If that don't get you ready to get involved in this winter solstice and everything that brings, the family, the togetherness, man, please. It's all you, Sister Aurora. Tell me what you think of that one. That was too precious, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like it always something that always comes up that restores my faith in humanity. Okay, it's like
For sure. For sure. I said I gotta show the people that. That's like, woo,
Mm-hmm.
Just when you thought you had problems, folks are solving problems. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah. So we got one more, man, and it might be another sort of tearjerker. It's a hump day. We're doing things a little bit different today. We're putting on some sentimental things. I'm glad Sister Aurora can join us, and you can join us too. StreamYard.com, G7, ZA4CMAR. And you too can join us on stage, talk that talk, honey, walk that walk, money, and get involved with the Real HD show and have a higher discussion. But we're going to get into the second part of the Lit City Report, the wacky, the wild, the wonderful things that make your world go round, because we talk about a lot of crazy stuff on the show, a lot of things that will have you losing your faith. But this, I promise you, will have you keeping it. Oh, it was so simple then. Check this out.
It's been a miracle for what you've done. Please stay right by my side. Two can be one, the righteous way to go. Little one would know or believe if I told them so. You're second to none, love of all mankind.
Shout out to Black Archives on Instagram. Go check them out. Give them a like, a share, a subscribe, a donation. Man, if that Claudine soundtrack don't grab you, what do?
All the time.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. These are the makings of you. We got to give them one of these.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got to give them the bomb real quick, because that was dope. That just takes you there. That just gets you ready for what you got to do and reminds you what's special. What did that remind you of? Go ahead, sister.
Back when you would go out the house, you saw even the ones who stand on the corner, they got on the slacks and the pants, and and I mean, the ladies would put on the dress. It wasn't just for Sunday like it is now, or something.
Right.
It was an everyday thing, and Black folks went out looking very nice in the streets. They wanted to be able to survive the walk through this area, but look at how they used to dress just to go out and play. You saw the guys in slacks and shirts and things like that. So yes, that's the makings of our yesteryears. I'm that old.
Well, let's talk about that. And family at home, y'all could talk about it too. Tap in, comment, let us know what you think about that video, the makings of you. Oh, it was all so simple then, and we kind of knew what was right, what was left, what was up, what was down, how to turn inside, right side out. Do you believe we're too far gone to get to that point again? Or do you think we can get there if we try? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to really be going back to that age and
Mhm.
that time where we looked like it was decency and order, because we've had too much of the influx of, oh, let them express themselves, let them be free.
Mm, mm,
It
mm,
was so shocking the very first time when I was attending church and you saw girls come in with the halter tops.
mm.
That was never. I'm like, I guess y'all had no grandma, no big mama. Okay, you would not have.
Somebody from the church would take you in the coat room and talk to
Uh-huh,
you.
that's right. I'm like,
Listen here.
thank you. And then you return and you got a huge old cover up on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before, everyone is like, oh, let them express themselves. I be telling my daughter, you better go in there and put some pants on.
right, right. Well, if we can't go back there, can we take elements from what made that time special and add it to how we move forward?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think so too. I really believe so. I think that those things are like definitely important to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Biology, culture, and environment in that order. Make sure that we're paying attention to really what's important and not all of the propaganda, like we talked
Mm-hmm.
about. Even though I'm not a Edward Benet fan, you gotta check that book out, read it for what it's worth, and you can get truth from anywhere. You know what I mean? You know,
Exactly.
the devil will tell you half the truth. You know what I mean? So. Um, you gotta vet it out for yourself. Use your family to help you vet it out and move forward. And watch shows like this. You know what I mean? The Real HD Show will help you do that too. Sister Aurora will help you do that too. Tap in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yes.
are here. We are doing it. This is the movement, the Real HD Show. We're gonna move on to a something we haven't done in a while. Oh, you know what I want to do? Sister Aurora, what you want to do? You want to do the funnies or you want to do a stolen legacy moment? We haven't done either one of those segments in quite a while. I have something for both.
Okay.
One not so serious, another very informative. What do you think?
Let's get some funnies. I got a house load of folks down there that I'm hiding out from doing the kitchen work, saying, "Oops, nope, I have to go upstairs now." So it's always different when you have your family around and they start
Right,
gathering, and it's
right.
a good time. It's a good time, and so let's hear something
All
funny.
right, so this is a true story. It's happening right now, but the way that they describe it had me cracking up. So, maybe my humor is dry or dark or whatever, but I was like, what in the hell? So,
Let's see.
you got to see it. So, Respect My Goofy is on deck, right? These are the things that kind of, make you chuckle, give you some levity, make you happy, but also make you say, wow, this world is a little different, little special, right? So let's check this out. Let's check out this clip, and I'll see you on the other side. As soon as I can get to it. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's check this out. Hopefully this won't be too long.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with me today. And this is our new look. So you'll see a improved way that we are able to communicate with you so that you can communicate with the public. We're going to talk about Operation Skin So Soft. And we decided on that title because as we were auditing massage parlors, which we normally do for compliance with the law to make sure this sort of thing doesn't have, one of these ladies said, "Oh, your skin's so soft, you must work inside." Well, sometimes we work in massage parlors. But that's what we were doing on this particular occasion. In fact, we audited 22 massage parlors and found 12 of them were not in compliance with the law. Not only were they not in compliance with the law, but they were doing additional things that were illegal, such as prostitution. So we had 21 arrests. There's some interesting facts about this. All 21 of these ladies are not only Asian, but they're from the Republic of China, a communist country. 3 of them are citizens at this time. The rest of them are here on legal work visas. I don't think the federal government had in mind this kind of work when they gave them a work visa, but they're here anyway.
All right, we'll get out of that from that right there. Skin so soft. We love you long time.
Happy ending. You
We love you long time. I said to myself when I was watching that, because I believe that's a Florida sheriff, because he's been on the news doing briefings he's either a Georgia sheriff or a Florida sheriff, because he's been in the news quite a while, giving breaking stories on this or breaking stories on that. And I said, damn, they're making him responsible for a whole comedy monologue now. Skin so soft. I was like, really, bro? You just can't just say it. We titling it. We being funny now.
Like that's a shame. And when he said massage parlors, I'm like, okay, this is gonna turn wrong.
Right. This is going all the way wrong. Exactly. And there's so much for the model minority, right? You know, they supposed to be doing everything perfect, and you know, they got the massage parlors cracking. Now, if you are anyone who's anyone, you already knew this was popping off in several instances, but you just waited for the other shoe to drop as to how you were going to get rid of it. As long as it don't come in my neighborhood, I'm good. Do what you want to do over there. Just don't affect me and mine. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting. 21 of them. Wow.
Right.
That
and they should know that's human trafficking in the open.
Yeah, you know.
Open. That's not
Right. Now, you know, they got Brother Diddy on every tabloid across the known universe, but we didn't hear about the person who was running this ring, did we?
Mm-hmm.
That's stuff that make you say,
Yeah, because that's human trafficking in the open.
Wow.
You know.
Why you didn't think we didn't hear about the ringleader of this thing? What you think is happening?
Well, you know, he's probably sitting up there with the newly elected president.
Oh, there you go. There you go. May love you long time.
That's right. You know, I mean, heck, up there with the steps, the Epstein papers.
Oh man. Let's talk about it, man. Tap into the Real HD show, StreamYard.com, G7G67ZA4CMAR. Join myself and Sister Aurora, and we having a good time. We talking about these crazy massage parlors, Skin So Soft, and Me Love You Long Time. I don't know how they get away with it. You know, he was saying, I don't think they meant those type of work visas. Yeah, be cracking up. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I was like, whoa, like how in the world are they allowed to? I don't know if you remember that joint on Lifetime. It was a couple years ago. I don't know if you watched Lifetime, but I was forced to, my wife. So it was a show called The Client List. And it was about this white girl and her girlfriends who kind of, you know, white girls from Texas, down and out. They were working for this massage parlor, and they decided to give happy endings to get some more money out of things. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean by happy ending, right?
Yes, that's what I said. I said, you want a happy ending?
Yeah, right. So, and what they did was they developed a client list to kind of protect themselves or extort whomever came in, the Epsteins of the world, all of them goofies. And this is kind of what this remind me of, but on a more low key level, because there's Asian girls working off visas in 21 massage parlors, not just one, not one, 21. Crazy, man.
And so, what kind of undercover did the police have to do to discover any, improper or inappropriate things. Where did they have to go all the way by laying out there to get their massage and wait till they were asked for the happy ending, or how are they handling that? I'm suspect. I'm like,
Right, because we ain't getting all the details. They like the Manhattan District Attorney. We getting Diddy. We'll get to them other people later. There's other people, but we ain't getting to them right now. We after Diddy. We don't care about them people right now. we ain't trying to tell the whole truth. We just trying to get this one going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. Put it all out there. Put it all out there. Let us know what you think about the massage parlor goofies busted for being skin so soft. Me love you long time. Tap into the Real HD show. Let us know. And let us know one of these. What in the world does this have to do with us? What does it have to do with us? Sister Aurora, what do you think? People at home, what do you think? What does something like this have to do with us? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, again, there's probably 21 of us who they're not even reporting about it all. We have so many women and children disappearing now, and you're looking because you see it for yourself on the different social media platforms, but then on the news it's this girl from Oklahoma or something. I'm like, well, how come you get it on my news feed and this person who's disappearing right here is not? So again, we have to continue to push in shows like this and everything. We're gonna have to do something. So that's why I like what you were saying. We can't just be sitting around right now. We have to be strategic and come up with some plans and keep using our communications, because they're gonna figure out a way to take it away. So
if you don't use it, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? You let it go. You got to fight for what you believe is inherently yours. All right, so we're going to keep it pushing because it's 37 after the start of the show, and we want to keep it moving. We're going to get into a stolen legacy moment because this one is really important. Stolen legacy moment. GM James wrote the Stolen Legacy. Really dope, brother. Really important to the history and the legacy of our people, what we've contributed to this planet, let alone this hemisphere. And like I said a couple shows ago, America has a love affair with lies and omission, especially when it comes to our folks. They don't want to tell the truth about what's really real, what we really contribute in our real journey in this country. And this is something that I'm going to bring to y'all. And this is about, I'll let y'all see the thumbnail. Let me just set it up. This is about Black Friday and about the origins of Black Friday.
Oh, I was looking at what you sent out today. I was like,
oh yeah, I just sent out what was that? Oh, I sent out the was that the Elon Musk clip that I put out on my timeline?
Yeah, for the for Black Friday. It was an Elon Musk. Oh my gosh. I just read it this afternoon because it came through. But I mean, it was deep. It was talking about the essence of how Black Friday got where it's at.
So we're gonna jump into that. So here we go. Here's the thumbnail. Do you know the history behind Black Friday? So there's a video that goes with that. We're gonna jump into that right now. We're here. You are there. Please tap in. Let us know you're with us. And let's get ready to comment and make this a full segment that we can all be better for afterwards. Let's see. Black Friday. Okay, here we go. We'll get into this right now. Check it out. Real HD Show.
The African American slaves would cook up a nice Thanksgiving turkey meal for their masters and entertain them throughout the night. They would force the slaves to entertain their friends and family, who would then vote on which slave was the best entertainer and which was worst. The loser were then sold at auction the next day, which they called Black Friday. The slave purchasers knew the day following Thanksgiving there would be an auction, so that go prepared for the sale. They would get up early every morning, hoping they would be the first one in line, similar to today's Black Friday. Hundreds would show up hoping they could be the first to purchase the slaves that were on sale. This was the one day out of the year that the slaves were reduced in price.
All right. So thank you to Brother Mozzie for sharing that video. Peace, bro. Thanks for the video. The video was dope, very informative. Everybody who is a associate producer of the show that shares videos on the Real HD channel, on Facebook, the Real HD chat channel, on Instagram, the Real HD chat channel, on oh, peace, brother. What's going on, man?
I made it, man. I made it.
Yeah, that's what's goody. Yeah, man. We just finished talking about Me Love You Long Time. Will you check it out the show a little bit?
What show is this?
This one here. We just played Skin So Soft, Me Love You Long Time. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. It was about the Asian massage parlors that got busted for giving happy endings, and then the sheriffs thought they were comedians. You know, they called it Operation Skin. They called it Operation Skin So Soft.
Ah, okay. Well,
Yeah. So we were able to. Go ahead, bro.
No, I said he can use our products in there somewhere.
Yeah, man. So we just played your clip that you shared with us about the origins of Black Friday. You want to see that again?
No. There was a big debate about that today. Even though, you know, in a group that I'm in, and it was determined that was false. And my question was true. You know.
Aha. Yeah, brother. So we got some stuff. So I got this article I want to show y'all. I'm going to share my screen real quick and show y'all this article. And what's really, really interesting is that all over the internet, they've wiped that notion clean. Oh, it's proven not false. It's proven to be false. It's proven to be not true. So, you know, we like to dig, bro. We don't just accept the veil.
I had an opportunity today. My day was supposed to be spent looking that up, because when people give you stuff, you want to show and prove it, one way or the other.
Right.
My day didn't allow me to do that. So.
Nah, so I got you. That's why you part of the Real HD show, bro. So we can get into it. So hopefully y'all see the screen, and we can get into what it means. Okay, and not Ice Spice, but what is the history behind Black Friday? So it says Black Friday is a name for two unrelated occasions, most popularly based in the U.S., referring to the day after Thanksgiving, which is often considered the first day of the holiday shopping season and is known for featuring discounts from retailers. Black Friday is also the Friday after Thanksgiving, which is always fourth Thursday in November. In 2023, Black Friday is November 24th, so that's moved on from this particular piece. And then it says the name Black Friday is also used to refer to September 24th, 1869, the date of a financial panic in the U.S. sparked by gold speculators. Interesting. Because then if anybody is a Talib like myself, you know that the United States went bankrupt in 1871, right? After the Civil War. And they had to incorporate themselves to foreign entities, borrow money, so on and so forth, in order to come out of that hole that they were in. So what's interesting about that is the origins of Black Friday. If you look, they go out of their way to say that it has nothing to do with slavery or black people or the selling of discounted slaves as of the Friday after Thanksgiving is what I'd like to call it. So, Sister Aurora, what's your experience with Black Friday and or the origin of it, or what do you just think of what you're hearing so far?
I mean, it's plausible, but the same way everybody is, getting up after Thanksgiving dinner. They go take a little nap because the store's going to open up at 8 and 9 o'clock at night or Friday early morning so that they can be the first ones there to give their money away and not support anybody else. But, so those marketplaces are definitely plausible.
Yeah. And we all know that, the foundation of this country and the tenets of the slave empire, the antebellum slave empire, kind of weave their tentacles all the way up to 2024. And if we don't think that, then we're a little goofy. Like, you really need to open a book, and my esteemed panel knows this, but everybody else, tap in, let us know what you know. We are a Real HD show. Help us out. So what I was discovering was some interesting stuff because, it tapped my brains. I had a half a day today. It tapped my brain, and I was like, wait a minute, let me do some research on this. Let me keep looking. So I put my $1,000 instrument to the test, and I came up with some interesting stuff. And it was only 5 minutes of research. It was only 5 minutes of digging, 5 minutes of kind of poking and prodding and seeing what's happening. And I came up with so many things that I could attribute to this. Now, nothing that's going to say we're Black Friday and we're discounting slaves because it's the thing to do on Black Friday. But what I did come up with was the peculiar institution itself was a discounted process to begin with, if you guys are following what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it was a discounted process to begin with is because the bucks or the males were considered the prize. But if you were old, if you were too young, if you were drunk, if you were let me just put this thumbnail up. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the peculiar institution as being you know what I mean by the peculiar institution, slavery, and it being a franchise for discount? What do you think? Is that plausible?
Well,
go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to say it has to be a time in there somewhere where there were throwaways, so that those throwaways will be the discounted ones. So there had to have been a time in which, okay, let's just make this a universal thing. So that's how I kind of look at it. That was it an official Black Friday? We're doing this. I think just in terms of the marketplace, it was standardized. And there was a time in which we are going to get rid of and exchange some of our property that we no longer wanted or needed. Because if you start looking through some of the old slavery writings, there were times when, of course, they were doing this stuff. So when were they doing it?
So I have some clips, and I'm trying to get to the particular one I want to share with y'all. Because there was a lot that I had and that I brought up, but then I found one that really just capsulated what we should be looking at and what we should be thinking about in terms of this. And I was hoping to find it quickly. Let me go into my screen and see if I can pop this up. Well, first, I'll pop in this New York municipal slave market that existed down in Wall Street in 1711. And I think that was really interesting. And it was November 30th, 1711, all the way up to 1762, that this peculiar institution existed in the state of New York, no doubt. And I'll just show it to you guys. And then I'll just enlarge my screen so you guys can see it. So there you have it right there in Manhattan Park. The New York Municipal Slave Market on Wall Street between Pearl and Water Streets, a market that auctioned enslaved people from African ancestry, was established by a Common Council law on November 30th, 1711. The slave market was used until 1762. Slave owners wanted to hire out their enslaved workers, which included people of Native American ancestry as well as laborers, also had to do so at that location. And this was every year. And they codified this and made this legal.
Mm-hmm.
You guys' thoughts? And that's right after the Thanksgiving holiday.
November 30th.
November 30th.
It may not have been on a Friday, but it was right after that time.
It was right after. And I said, they may not have been running around screaming Black Friday, but you get the gist. It's after the period. It's very much in line with what the video is talking about. Sister Aurora, your thoughts?
No, it just reminds me like on Long Island in Rockville Center, and they still had this like big tree, and that's where for some reason they could bring they called indentured slaves, but they didn't bring them there to see who wanted to, bid on them, and in the way for them to go to the homes and be working in there, and so their owners got the majority of the monies for that. So, and that was right on Long Island, and now Rockville Center sat as the Catholic diocese after all of that. But,
interesting. The covenants and all of that, right?
mm-hmm.
So here's another piece that I found interesting coming out of North Carolina. North Carolina always got the shits with them. They always got some crazy crap happening. That's where the very first millionaire township existed for our folks, and it was taken over by violence and so on and so forth. But I want to show you this thing right here, and it says slave auctions, and it says enslaved Africans were usually sold as wares along the city harbor. Some Africans were sold near the exchange. So there's an exchange street, just like probably an exchange street in every city in the country. You'll have a broad street and you'll have an exchange street. And that's because most of the port cities held in auctions for slaves. You know what I mean? So they named the city streets after what they actually did. It says, but most people sold here were born in the U.S., making this a key site for a domestic slave trade. In 1856, the city banned auctions of slaves and other goods from the exchange. Indoor sales grew elsewhere. Wow, I don't think y'all heard me. Indoor sales grew elsewhere. And the Ryan Mart, so just like you have a Walmart or a shopping mart, the auctions was called a mart. And now it's an actual museum in North Carolina. Go ahead, bro. What you saying?
What are people slave to right now? I call it Wally World, but think about it. Hey, can't make this stuff up, man. People be thinking everybody got walking around with tinfoil hats, man, and it's a conspiracy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was prepared to report on it regardless of what I found.
Right.
But it was a matter of just making sure I had the information for the people. It says a series of buildings between Queens and Chamber Streets became the downtown auction site in North Carolina. Charlottesville, to be exact, where that city was. But there's another piece I want to show y'all, because I want to show y'all what it says about debt. Because the clip told us that they were trying to get back in the green, right? Isn't that what Black Friday is supposed to be all about? Getting back in the black and getting your finances back in order. And if you had some debt, so you had some things you were trying to catch up on as a business, that was an opportunity to sell your wares at an easier, lower cost price. And get out of debt. Well, let's check this one out. I'll enlarge it so everybody can see it. It says, during the first half of the 19th century, many buildings on Broad Street between Church and East Bay served as auction houses and private venues for the sale of human property. The firm William Payne and Sons were likely the busiest auction house in the Low Country between 1803 and 1834. At this site, sometimes acting as agent for the sheriff to collect court-ordered debts. So that means if you were in trouble fiscally, you could trade your slave at a discount and get out of your debt. Interesting, right? I thought that was really interesting. Payne brokered the sale of more than 9,200 local enslaved people, while many enslaved in town, many more worked in the surrounding countryside. Small private sales and large auctions took place both here and wherever the enslaved live. At this largest sale in February 1819, Payne sold 367 enslaved human beings along to the estate planter John Ball, who were valued at approximately 6.5 million in current dollars. And this is a plaque that exists right outside of what they call the Slave Mart Museum in North Carolina. So, when we have conversations about vetting information on our own, because a lot of the systems, the scientific method, the first part, secondary, tertiary sources, and a lot of the things that we learn in that Prussian school education can have you not believe in your own eyes and believe in what you're actually seeing right in front of you.
Yep.
You think you need somebody. Well, let me ask the family. Family, do we need, them YT people to help us believe what we see with our own eyes?
Well, we got lion eyes, so.
Right. You seeing it and you like, you doing a dog post like my dog Trigger used to be like, huh?
You're like, what's that Arnold Schwarzenegger show? True Lies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Stuff right in your face, but hey.
Well, y'all didn't see Rodney King get beat. That's y'all lion eyes. Y'all just
right. Stuff like that. Crazy, man.
Yeah. But have you ever been into South Carolina?
Yes.
Where they have more. So, and the mark that runs right down the middle of the Market Street.
Yes.
And they have that same plaque that talks about the auctions outside of that area that looks like a catacomb right in the middle of the street. And now it's a flea market. You can get a flea market, but the ships came right in there and they just kind of marched them right down the middle until everybody was in place in those marks. So there.
So I'm going to show you my screen. I'm going to share my screen, and I just did a quick Google search on the origin of Black Friday and slave discounts, right? And look what the internet is showing us. I hope you guys can see it. It's black. I'll enlarge the screen. Hopefully you guys can check it out. So how Black Friday is associated with sales of slaves. And if you go up and down, I got to go out of it real quick. But you'll see all of these like academic and news and media and the History Channel all saying debunk, not true. Don't believe it. Even Toni Braxton came out and had something to say about how she's not celebrating Black Friday because of it. There's an inkling that something like this may have even existed. You know what I mean? But they said, oh no, debunked. That's not true. Don't believe what you hear, even though we know the peculiar institution is what it was. And we know that this country has a love affair with lying about the true American experience. What do y'all think?
And so, we know that they've been working hard to make sure that America's true past is not exposed.
Right. That part.
Because it hurts people's feelings, and you're anti-American for talking about what took place in America. Hey, I don't know how that happened, but we can talk about the history, just can't talk about that history.
Right. What you think about that, Sister Aurora? We could talk about some history, but we can't talk about that history.
Yeah, well, you know, they don't want anybody putting up a mirror to their face saying that, you know, if we're all four of us in the room and then there were four others in the room, and they'll be like, well, who's the barbarians here? Who's the barbaric people here? You know, they don't want you to put that mirror up to their face and then their kids go home crying. You know, because we're
Lot of splaining, Lucy. Lot of splaining, boo. You know, Daddy, Grandpa was a monster. Why? Great Grandpa. You know, whoever down the tree, down the line. You know. Check this out. I thought this was interesting, right? Just doing some research, right? Had some time. It said those who have researched slave prices have discovered a large number of variables went into determination of the price of a particular chattel person. A premium was paid if the slave was an artisan, a blacksmith, a carpenter, a farmer, a cook, or possessed domestic skills. On the other hand, a shackled person's price was discounted if they were a runaway, a cripple, if they had a vice like drinking, if he or she was physically impaired, or in general, for each of the slaves was slightly larger for that than females. So what do y'all think, man? This kind of tells me that the whole peculiar institution kind of had a discount built into it. Because who wants to Kunta Kinte? Who wants him? Because he's going to be a whole lot of trouble for you, ain't
he? Yep.
He going to keep running away. He going to burn stuff down like Queen Mary. You know. You don't want them folks around. You're going to lose out on a lot. So what do you think that says if the peculiar institution had discounted transactions already part of the franchise? What do y'all think about that?
But it was from the shores of, you know, Africa. You know, that's where the discounting started. You know, I mean, and
that was the first big ass discount, right? Right. I don't gotta work.
And then you were, and there you were, you know, you were getting top shelf. Okay, because everyone always thinks that there was just this wild thing where a random net just took anybody. No, they stalked people, looked at their skill sets, and then decided that one. Oh, did you see him build that house? Did you see her fix that food? Did you see this? They were not willy-nilly roundabouts. You know, they were stalked. They were, you know, looked, and then they were selected. And fortunately, there were some people that looked like us on that side that said, "Here, you can take them. You know, you can take this one." But it wasn't just like a clearance where you didn't know what you were getting. They stalked those people. You know.
Yep.
So here we got a table in 1831 in North Carolina, right? So this is right about the time the Harriet starts riding. This is right around the time of the Black and Seminole Wars when them brothers and sisters down south decided to get with the Indians and they was kicking ass, and Jessup had to compromise and said, if y'all go to Oklahoma, we'll leave y'all alone. Well, we knew y'all was a lie, but you know, them folks was down there, them Seminoles in Florida was down there whooping tail. And the government had to battle the British, War of 1812, and them. And they was like, yo, we can't handle all of y'all. So if we make a compromise with y'all, but let me just show you the table because I thought this was interesting, right? So I'll enlarge it. So here's the table of slave auctions, right, that went on. And you can see 1831 and you can see November, right? And fortunately, in that time period, Thanksgiving fell the day before the 22nd. The day before the 22nd in 1831. So the day right after, slave auctions. And then you can see how that spiked, how the sales spiked after that going into December, which was like the dry season, which is when you could harvest and crop and weed and curate. You didn't have the rainy season no more. You didn't have the scorching summer season anymore. You know, you could harvest things without having to be a detriment to the work. right? And then the sale of slaves took off. 41193, all in the month of November and December, but it particularly 11/22/1831, and another one on 11/22/1831, and then 9 on 12/13, and then another 3 in 12/15/1831. I thought that was super interesting. I was like, whoa. So then I looked at what was going on 11/21, 1831, and they called that the annual day of stuffing. So it was Thanksgiving, for lack of a better term. What do y'all think about this ledger, man? And this was from Professor Margaret Seidler in Charleston, South Carolina. She put that together.
There are several ledgers in South Carolina at the Avery. If you were there to visit, you see all of those live ledgers, and
yeah. And what was interesting is what is that sister's name? She's a native African sister. I think she's Nigerian, but she reports a lot about the stolen legacy of what's going on in America with black folks over here. And she did a show about, I think I put it on here one time, Brother Mozzie. I think I put it on here, and it was about how they're holding on to the old slave records of people who wanted to connect with their ancestors.
Isn't that something?
But they couldn't, because you got families down south still holding on to these ledgers, still holding on to these bill of sales. Mm-hmm. And we could be having relatives all over the place, and we don't know, because it's still sitting in people's houses like taxidermy. You know what I mean?
And they like to show it off with pride. Look at, your grandfather, your great grandfather was sold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And don't want to let it go. There's a sister who does. I don't know if you might have heard of her, Sister Aurora. She connects people to their ancestors who had a slave, who are enshackled, and if they have living relatives who have survived Jim Crow, and she helps people trace their lineage down to Jim Crow survivors, anybody that's still around, to tell the tale from that time period. Have you heard of her? There's like a documentary out about her.
I know the one that went back to visit and found her family, and then she had the big book that they were trying to ban. Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yep.
Yeah. Lulu, they did a really good job of the special that they had there.
Mm-hmm.
Her sharing.
Yep. Real dope. So listen, I'm not saying that Black Friday was exclusively about selling slaves at a discount, but we know that the peculiar institution had discounts baked into the franchise. And we also know that there were ledgers in New York and in North Carolina that showed that these things happened. And if you check out the Black Slave Mart in North Carolina, it was so seedy, y'all, that even though the legislature said, the chamber said, nah, we shutting it down, they still continue with it in real shady, crazy ways, under the table ways. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if y'all remember that scene from Django where he made the two brothers in the living room.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they weren't fighting each other hard enough, and Candyman got mad at them.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And that's just what the video described. So that narrative had to come from somewhere. They're not going to just put that in a movie. They may, but now we know that these things have more permanence than we actually can imagine. Please do the vetting for yourself, my intelligent audience. Get back with us. Let us know what you find out about the origin of Black Friday. I'm sure it's about all of the Philadelphia stuff and all of the discount sale stuff and getting businesses back in the black. But come on, man. This sort of evidence is just super compelling, and you got to give it a chance as being plausible. You heard it first here on the Real HD Show. Y'all got the last word on this. I'm gonna jump into something else.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we know, like I said before, we know America has a love affair with omission for their own purposes. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And recreation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Taking credit for what they don't do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man. So, Sister Jazzy sent me this one, and I thought this particular clip was really good, and I thought it was really important for us to dig into. And it's about the Clean Slate Act. Have you guys heard about this?
The which one?
Oh, yeah.
The New York State Clean Slate Act?
Yes, because they're going to be, because they're already removing. But now, once someone gets in office, they may just decide that, oh, no, we ain't doing that.
Maybe.
They ain't giving nobody no second chances. But I'm like, well, he's getting that second chance too, so.
But Brother Mozzie, don't they have to when they have things like this passed, right, in the House and in the Senate, and it's a bipartisan effort? Aren't there all kinds of goodies agreed upon ahead of time to pass these sorts of things?
Oh yeah, there's some backyard deals to make this happen.
Yeah.
Full negotiations.
And probably what happened is it's some more egregious stuff. It's the stuff that actually gets agreed upon, and yeah.
Yeah, because
Bottom line
they knew who it was going to benefit. It's like, okay, now we can say, okay, he gets to take part in the Clean Slate Act as well.
But I think the beauty of it though is, as you know, we have a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters and black men in particular, who, life ain't good right now, man, because, the war on drugs and, that took place, and, all the brothers that ended up with felonies on their record, nonviolent felonies, some of them with low-grade felonies like Class D felonies, which are pretty much like a high-grade misdemeanor.
Right.
And I think it's important that everybody who falls into that, take a look at that, because, brothers want to be able to go hunting and things of that nature. And the only way you're going to be able to buy a weapon now to go do that is you're going to have to clear that up.
Yeah.
So I say go and get it cleared up so that you can go out there and hunt, so that you can be able to take care of your family.
Absolutely. So let me read a little bit of it. It says New York Clean State Act takes effect November 16th of 24. It provides the unified court system up to 3 years from that date to set up required process to automatically seal eligible conviction records. Once that work is complete, convictions are eligible to be sealed for certain civil background check purposes. The law lets individuals or their lawyers ask for review of their convictions if they think if they think it should be sealed, but or not. A form can be available on the website to request a review no later than the 16th of November. Some convictions, such as sex crimes, A-class felonies, and drug that are not drug related, including murder, are not eligible under the legislation. If this continues and it actually has legs and teeth and can be actually executable, I think it could be a great thing, because I had a cousin of mine who scored really, really high on the civil service exam, and he was going to be a firefighter. And because he had some traffic violations that were into a felony category, they wouldn't let him do it. They shut him down.
Yeah.
And this is right here in Rochester.
Traffic violations
that moved themselves up to an E-class felony, which is basically money, right? That means you ain't got the bread to pay your fines, right? And they made it a felony, and he wasn't able to pursue being a firefighter, even though he scored the third highest on the total civil service exam
Wow.
out of all of the applicants. And if anybody knows how Rochester does it, I don't know how they still do it, but I had to actually drive him to his test. It was in the Riverside Convention Center on the second floor.
Oh, that one's there because the police one is at MCC.
Okay.
And there's a couple hundred up in there.
Right. It was mad people. I was like, damn. And he scored the third highest out of hundreds of people that were there taking that exam. I was really proud of him, but that it didn't happen for him. And shout out to you, bro. I feel your pain, but that would have been a really good, standard of living for him. And these things are just sad when they happen to people, and brothers and sisters, whoever winds up in these crazy categories, and their technicality takes them out of a good standard of living for themselves. You know what I mean?
And the sad part about it is we know individuals who do not meet the standard, but somehow they meet the standard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I used to live down in the Albany area, I remember when I was in college, one white kid I was working with at the supermarket, he just had this real nonchalant attitude about life because basically his dad was a long-time police officer. And it was just a formality. He had to take the test. As long as he scored within the range, he pretty much got the job. You know what I mean? And I'm saying to myself, wow, this is supposed to be everybody has an opportunity, but one opportunity was gone because, and then I remember, he's like, hey man, I'm going to be going to the academy at the end of the summer. I'm like, you're going to the academy end of the summer? I'm like, yeah. And this kid, man, was very carefree, did some very questionable things. But he didn't matter because who his dad was.
Right, that part. You get to fail up.
You know of how many people have we met in our lifetime, or has anyone met someone in their lifetime that was a cut up as a kid, and somehow as a kid, those felonies that they got didn't preclude them from landing themselves as a fireman or police officer.
Right.
But for us, we have to be the squeaky cleanest of the cleanest.
Right. Like grandma used to say, you got to be twice as good,
There you go, man. You got to be twice as clean.
Twice as good. Yeah, man.
And then when you're that clean, they question why you that clean. So it's like it's a no-win situation a lot of times.
Yeah, America needs a villain, man. America needs a villain.
And one of the problems that they're having now in America, in this area, they just don't have enough people, man, to do the job. Crazy
on crazy, man. Let us know at home what you think about this, man. Let us know at home what you think about the Clean Slate Act. Is it good? Is it bad? Are you indifferent with it? Are you very staunch about, you do the crime, you do the time? Do you believe there's some good brothers and sisters that are there with some great talents that can actually be of service to the community if placed in these civil service things? Is there a second chance for these brothers and sisters that you would co-sign? Let us know. Put it in the comments and let us know where you're coming from. But let's get right back into it because this will be the last one for the night. Power to the Ppl Newz. Wait, what just happened? This just happened. On Real World News, they are talking about DC has a new bill to abolish solitary confinement. Wow, we didn't hear nothing about this during the cycle, did we?
Nope.
Yeah, man. Let me read a byline real quick. It says, who would want to lock somebody in a room the size of your bathroom and leave them in there for 3 years and expect them to come out in the same condition they went in? That's insanity. So that's the byline. It says a new bill in Washington, D.C. seeks to end the district's use of solitary confinement. That's 23 and 1. That means you only get 1 hour out of your cell, but 23 hours in jails. Rattling the bars is Real News Network's Mansa Musa, like that name, speaks to two former incarcerated organizers, Herbert Washington and Sinquan Muhammad, on the Unlock the Box DC campaign, which advocates for the end of the barbaric practice of solitary confinement around the country and to pass the erase bill. Sister Aurora, sound like you wanted to say something about this?
No, well, one of the things is, it created more mental health issue where there probably wasn't any before because of the deprivation of not only the natural things that you need, like light. I mean, these were boxes with the little brick, or there's no windows or anything, and we already know that deprivation of any of the natural lights and things could really mess with someone's mental health. And then they expect everybody to, so you're going to take them out of the cell after having them confined, and then put them in gym pump, and they supposed to be all right.
And then eventually they get released into the general population of society.
Mm-hmm. And then it's supposed to be all right. Okay. So
and one of the things that we've known, well, I think what they noticed too is that a lot of people are just put there because people have the power to put them there. They may not like you.
Mm-hmm.
And and especially when you're in most of these prisons are most of the people who work in prisons pretty much are your Billy Joe Jim Bobs of America. And so this is their way to be able to do things to our people while they're in there, and to people in general that's in there.
Yeah. Shout out to the narrative. I don't know who wrote the movie or wrote the screenplay, but they did an excellent job in this movie right here.
Yes.
Showing that.
Yes, life.
That was perfect movie that showed you the system. Even though there was evidence to show that these dudes did not do it, they didn't want to hear it.
That's right.
And that's what happens a lot with a lot of brothers who are in there. And the comeback is always, well, if we spend all our time doing this, we'll never be able to do anything because we'll be so bogged down.
And that show definitely showed you that the only way that they were going to get out is if they escaped, because the system was never going to let them out. Remember?
Yeah.
Anytime somebody came and kind of claim, and then something happened with that person, or they would ignore the fact that they noticed the truth,
And to think about it, I mean, them brothers pretty much spent the rest of their life there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Whoever did the CGI on their makeup at the end when they were like elders, man, excellent. Yeah. They showed a lot of the, the pain and frustration, and man, I was just that was just so deep. But
love how he panned out at Yankee Stadium, and that movie was something else.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of brothers that were in that movie are not even with us no more. Bernie Mac, and it's about 3 of them who were in the movie who passed away. So blessings out to them. Heavy D. Yep.
That's right. They had every actor, every black actor that you could think of,
and he was starting to make his way as an actor too. He had some chops too. He was, he was believable on screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Real quick before we go, let us know what you think about this at home. Let us know what you think about them finally trying to abolish 23 and 1. And if this is something that you would be for, please go to Real News Network, not the Real HD Show. You can come here and hang out and, run your mouth a little bit. But go to 23, go to Real News Network, get involved with their polling, support what they're doing. I'm trying to get somebody from them on the show because they do a lot of police stop law classes to protect people from police abuse and I'm gonna do a big series on that in a minute. But go check them out and go support them at Real News Network. I was looking at the Ernie. What is it? What is it? Ernie Hayes or Ernie Shays? Who's the brother that did the Marvin Gaye "Good Times" picture?
Oh, Ernie Barnes.
Ernie Barnes. So I was looking at the Ernie Barnes picture of the Sugar Shack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was fooling around with some stuff for some other shows, right? And I put it through an AI generator. And I was wondering what it would look like in 3D AI. Y'all ready for that?
Yep.
Y'all ready for that? So I'll show y'all the original picture. I haven't done anything with art in the show for a long time. So I thought it was kind of cool if we could kind of end the show on something like this. But let's see if I can find this piece. Okay, so this is the original piece, the Sugar Shack piece by Ernie Barnes, right? And world-renowned. Marvin Gaye put it on his album cover. Really dope. Really dope interpretive art of, the culture of our people, how we try to find, joy and, the inequalities that exist within us. And we find our own way to have our own joy and our own happiness, right? So then I put it in the 3D illustrator, which is AI generated, right? Or AI specific. AI is the power or the engine behind it. Mm-hmm. And man, you will not believe some of these results I got. I was like, what in the hell? Here's one of them. Check this out. Let me know what y'all think. That was one interpretation of the Sugar Shack picture by Ernie Barnes. What do y'all think?
Look like something I used to go down in my house when I was a kid.
What was the dudes from Uptown Saturday Night? Biggie Smalls and what's his name? Slim. What was his name? Who was the other gangster? It was Biggie Smalls.
He must play the Biggie Smalls.
And it was a Geechee. It was
Slim. The Geechee Slim.
Well, Geechee Dan. Geechee Dan.
And Geechee Dan. Somebody Slim.
Well, Amos played Biggie Smalls. This is another interpretation of the same picture. Y'all get ready. This a little.
Oh damn!
Because that's because we do less clothes now. Like I have that picture, the original. I mean, one of the original Ernie Barnes hanging in my room here, and they have clothes on.
Right. I said, what? I said, how in the world does AI interpret this like this? Like this is weird. It's like that one piece where you make a Google word search and you say, young black college student, and then it'll give you the body of a black dude and the face of a white guy.
Yeah.
With white hands. With white hands. I just thought it was interesting. So then I shout out to Shelly and Ani. I used to work for them in Hempstead at their bookstore, and they used to sell art.
Oh, yes.
So they taught me about, the infamous Charles Bibbs and all of his really, really dope work. And they had a lot of his work in the store, and they were trying to sell it. And let me know what happened, y'all. Y'all get on the show so we can do an interview with y'all, man. Maybe y'all still have some of that art. But this is the infamous Charles Bibbs and some of his works.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure everybody's familiar with that. And there's another famous painting that's called Carnival. And there was another famous painting called the Fulani Sisters. Remember that one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where it's all the sisters and they had the fans.
Yes.
So I put this into the AI generator and I got something really weird. So you see this brother has a guitar, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
And the other brother has a guitar, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
and they're like in a joyous moment, dancing, merriment, singing, what have you. Let me show you what the AI kicked back to me. Good, good, mooga. Um, trying to find it really quick so I don't waste too much time. Let's see. Oh, that was it right there. Nope, got it. Okay, this is what I got back.
Interesting.
The guns. Oh, gosh.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Where'd the dog come from?
Uh-huh.
This is the original picture, everybody. Check it out. Where'd the dog come from? Where'd the guns come from?
And the pistols.
Right.
Oh my God.
Very interesting, man. Very interesting. This AI stuff, man. This AI stuff. I don't know. I don't know. We might have to put it on hold. They got to get this a lot better than the way they got it. What are y'all thoughts on that interpretive art?
Again, that's somebody's interpretation of how they see us as the people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because again, it's algorithms. You know, I'm gonna start playing with it more with the art as well. My nephew has done it, and he's sent several different shots of, the head of the Negro.
Mm-hmm.
That one, put that one in your AI and see what happens.
You guys heard of Basquiat, right? The famous painter.
Oh yeah.
And he has stuff at the Louvre, and he has stuff all over the world, and all these famous world museums, right? So he has this famous painting, and I think it's at the Louvre and at all these famous museums all over the place. Look at the way AI interpreted this. This will be the last one. Check this out.
Wow.
Yeah, that part. Now the picture that he had was a picture of some brothers, and it was like this interpretive abstract drawing, but the brother was in a crown.
Yep.
And that was supposed to be like a empowered moment, a symbolic moment, a moment of triumph or what have you. This is the way AI interpreted that picture. So it's like, go ahead, sis.
No, I'm saying, and they changed it. Looked like there was smoke coming out of the other one's mouth and all kinds of, Look at the image over here.
This is crazy. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't know what this is, but it's just wild, man. It's just wild. Who's programming this internet, man? Maybe the dude from Google shouldn't have quit, Brother Mozzie.
I know, right?
Maybe they should have kept him on. Give him a better severance package. Keep him in there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we are coming to the end of the Real HD show on a hump day. I hope you guys got some real great information. You guys were, put on, some things to wet your whistle, some things that you can vet out on your own. Let us know what you think about the origin of Black Friday. Let us know what you think about these interpretive AI art pieces and everything else that you heard on the show tonight. Brother Mozzie, Sister Aurora, y'all got the last word before we go out.
Yeah. Again, AI, resistance is futile, but again, you can see what can happen. You can see what can happen when it doesn't, just when it falls into someone's hand and wants to show something other than what it really is.
Right. Yeah, man. Brother Mozzie, you got anything?
I don't, man. Just everybody, a lot of places are going to be, have some time off. Use that time to kind of unplug.
Yes.
Connect with your family. Make sure everybody's doing all right. Don't go spending too much money. Don't
For sure.
Too much. Everything
For sure.
in moderation.
Right. For sure.
and enjoy life a little bit, live a little bit.
Yeah. 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 Relax, relate, release, you know.
That's right.
Yeah. So for everybody here on the Real HD show, we wish you guys a happy and a healthy. Get with your family, celebrate them, celebrate yourselves. Make sure to also like, share, subscribe, comment, and turn on all your notifications. So every time we have a Real HD show, you can join us and have a higher discussion. I'm your host, Vic. For Mozzie and for Sister Aurora, I'm gonna say peace. And y'all walk in power, man. We're gonna see y'all on Moon Day coming up. And look out for, our college football show coming up. Look out for our NBA show in the bonus. Look out for Lifestyles. We got a lot of things coming to you from the Real HD Network. We cooking. Help us out. Peace. Y'all be good to each other.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
All right. All right. Peace.